Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel, Trishtio TV. I hope your week is going on well, like mine. So today I want to talk about Colonel Mustafa. If you don't know who Colonel Mustafa is, he is a musician who burst on the Kenyan showbiz scene in early 2000s, and then he ruled the airwaves for like 10 years. He was signed to Ogopa DJs, released a hit song called Coupe and others. So this guy, after 10 years, joined a reality show called Nairobi Diaries. I don't know why he decided to do that, but most likely by that time his popularity was beginning to decline, which normally happens with entertainers because by that time your fans are older, they have other priorities, they have like young families, so obviously their money will be spent elsewhere before they spend on your music. So I think it was a way of trying to reignite interest on him as an entertainer. And then in the process, unfortunately, his wife ended up leaving him. So his marriage ended because of that show. I don't know what shenanigans he got involved in that made the wife give up on their marriage, but that happened. Then fast forward to 2020, he stopped getting the shows he used to get because obviously that time there was a lockdown due to the pandemic. So he couldn't get shows. And then obviously because he couldn't get shows and that was his source of income, the main source of income, he had to start looking for regular work. And then on top of that, he had a sick mom. I think the mom had developed lymphoma cancer. So he was the one in charge of taking care of her medical bills. So he had no choice but to look for regular work. So he ended up getting a job on a construction site as a laborer. So he's been doing that job for like almost 2 years. So he did that job undetected for all that time until 4 days ago when somebody took footage of him while he was working at the construction site. And then that person sent that footage to gossip IG pages who made the video go viral. So obviously upon the video going viral, it sparked a lot of reaction from people. There's some people who are ridiculing him for doing manual work because to them they think construction work is beneath an entertainer. And there are others who are applauding him for looking for regular work. Yeah. If you ask me what camp I belong to, I'm on the camp of the people who are applauding him for getting himself regular work, because we've seen a lot of incidences whereby when an entertainer goes broke, their first course of action is asking for assistance from the masses instead of looking for alternative ways of making money. Yeah. So anyway, when that footage went viral, there was a guy who decided to start a campaign on his Twitter feed for raising funds to help him out. So this guy started the fundraising, and like within 2 days, they had raised like 600,000 Kenya shillings, which is slightly more than 5,000 US dollars. And the reason why it capped at that amount, it was because his wallet couldn't take more money, because a lot of people were sending the funds through his mobile phone account. So anyway, the next day he also set up a pay bill number, which is going to raise funds to cover his mother's medical bills. And then if you after that story went viral, this content creator called Mungai Eve tracked him down and did an interview with him. And I watched the interview from start to finish, and from that interview, I can tell the guy is very realistic about what his situation is. He's not in denial, which is a good place to start, because he doesn't have to be psychologically convinced that his situation has changed. So it's easy to work with such a person. So he's embraced his situation. And then he said, with all the assistance he's getting, obviously he's going to, because he had a side business which he was doing even when he was still riding high in the music industry. So he had this business, but the business was not doing well because he was making drawings from it. So he said with the funds he's getting now, he's going to restock the business. And then he's also willing to take up better employment opportunities if there are any on offer. And then he's also decided to give up on pursuing his music career, which I think is a wise move, because as much as he's talented, you see, the showbiz industry is so fickle that if you get interrupted for a long amount of time, people sort of forget you. And then there's also new artists on the scene who are more popular and more hungry. So it would be very challenging for you to try to insist on being relevant on the music industry to the extent of the career rewarding you the way it was before, when you were younger and more popular. So anyway, because he has decided to give up on music, I think he's going to bounce back. So if it was a case of him insisting on carrying on with music, I think he would have ended up getting very disappointed, because once your fans get wind of your financial problems, most of them lose respect for you, because there's this notion of when you're very famous, you're supposed to be equally rich. Yeah. And then because his financial problems have been publicized, a good number of his fans have sort of lost respect for him. And obviously, these are the sort of fans who are making fun of the fact that he had to take up manual work as a laborer in a construction site. So obviously, those fans would not carry on supporting you, because that respect they had for you is no longer there. And then there's also, from that interview, I could also see that he looked a bit depressed. And because of that, if he's actually depressed, like I suspect he is, it would sort of interfere with the creativity he once had. Yeah. So obviously he wouldn't be able to release quality music like he did when he was happy and in a good space. Then there's also, because he's not so well off financially, he's obviously not able to afford studio sessions and marketing costs that go with releasing new music. And then there's also that stigma from the people who think he's fallen off. And because of that, a lot of people in the industry, in that music industry, would be reluctant to work with him, like do collaborations with him, because obviously his reputation has taken a hitting. So most musicians, especially if they're riding high, they wouldn't want to be associated with him, which would be very demoralizing for him. And then the people who are like endorsing him as this big celebrity to market their products would also lose interest in working with him, because I'm sure they suspect that because fans no longer revere him as that superstar they once thought he was, he wouldn't be able to influence them to purchase whatever goods these companies were using him to endorse before. So anyway, I'm sure he'll bounce back, because he seems like he's realistic, like I said before, and it seems like he has that entrepreneur spirit, hence why he had a small business even when his career was riding high. So I'm sure he's going to do well with the help that he is coming forth. And then I also hope that a lot of people will learn from this incident, because like I said before, a lot of showbiz people always run to ask for help from the masses instead of thinking of a way out by looking for regular work. Yeah, so we need to normalize that doing regular work, even if you're a CFO somewhere or a CEO somewhere, and then you lose that job, there's nothing wrong with taking up a job on a lower scale, so long as it can pay your bills. It doesn't mean that's the end of the day. I mean, you can always do that job that a lot of misguided people think is manual as you work on your comeback. So I hope this story is also going to inspire people, and it's going to be a very good example of how you can overcome adversity. So I hope people will stop making fun of him and get the positive lesson out of this. So I wish Mustafa well. I hope you get to watch this video, because I'm rooting for you. And that's all I have to say. Thank you for stopping by. So please, as usual, like this video, forward to friends and family, and please, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing to help my channel grow. And I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.